Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this male boxer just won't go away. This male boxer remains defiant. I'm speaking about Imane Khelif. Now, have you noticed that we don't hear anything from Lin Yu-ting? The other male boxer, he was well known during the Paris Olympics for competing in women's boxing along with Imane Khelif, and was one of the boxers who won a gold medal in women's boxing. This person has remained quiet ever since it was revealed that Lin Yu-ting failed the sex test. Lin Yu-ting carried on competing in the Paris Olympics, of course, but we didn't really hear much after that. No statements of defiance, no messages on social media, no lawsuits, nothing like that. But it's a different story when it comes to Imane Khelif. So World Boxing announced that it's introducing sex tests to establish a person's eligibility to compete in the women's category, to compete in women's boxing. And of course, that was music to our ears. We celebrated the fact that World Boxing is implementing steps to protect the women's category, so we don't have a repeat of Paris 2024. So all athletes over the age of 18 who want to participate in a World Boxing owned or sanctioned competition will need to undergo a once-in-a-lifetime PCR test or a functional medical equivalent test to determine their genetic sex. That way, only males can compete in the men's category, and only females can compete in the women's category, which is how it should have been the entire time. So as with Caster Semenya when it comes to track and field, these sort of policies basically end the career of these male athletes, unless they go over to compete in the men's category, which just isn't going to happen. So people were expecting Imane Khelif to basically admit defeat and end this insanity of insisting on competing in the women's category, when all of this can be settled with a quick cheek swab. But of course, Khelif is not going to do that for obvious reasons. So shortly after the announcement, Khelif's former manager, Nasser Yaffer, revealed in an interview that the Olympic champion had left the world of boxing, fueling retirement rumours. But it turns out that's not the case. Khelif quickly put those rumours to rest, writing in a Facebook post that Yesfa, quote, no longer represents me in any way, end quote, and that he had betrayed the trust and betrayed the country with his false and purposeful statements. Khelif said, I have never announced my retirement from boxing, but I am still committed to my sport career. I train regularly and maintain my fitness between Algeria and Qatar in preparation for the upcoming merits. Such rumours are spreading only to disrupt and insult my athletic and professional career. I will always remain loyal to the sport of boxing and my homeland, Algeria. And this false news will not deter me from continuing to defend and honour the colours of my country in international concerts. I thank everyone who supported me and still supporting me. And I confirm that my journey continues, God willing. Well, as far as Khelif is concerned, retirement is not on the horizon anytime soon. But in order to compete in women's boxing for World Boxing sanctioned events, Khelif is going to have to pass a genetic test to prove XX chromosomes. But unfortunately, it's been confirmed that Khelif is male with XY chromosomes, so therefore is ineligible for the women's category in boxing. So we're no longer going to see this person punch women in the face, punch at a rate that's twice as hard as the female athletes. No more testimonies from female athletes saying that they've never experienced being hit like that before. Why? Because these women just don't compete against men. They're in the female category and have a reasonable expectation to be competing against other female athletes. That's not bigotry. That's just a reasonable expectation when it comes to sports. Sports has categories for a very good reason. So there's a lot of obstacles against this person. Khelif isn't even going to be able to travel to the US for the 2028 Olympics because you cannot obtain a visa as a male masquerading as a female athlete. America is not France, no offense, but that's the state of affairs as we stand. So when it comes to the 2028 Olympics, we're not going to see this person competing in the women's category. So there's an event in the Netherlands, the largest Olympic boxing event. It's the Women's Elite 66 kilo division. More than 150 athletes from around the world participate in the 5-day boxing tournament, making it the Netherlands' largest Olympic boxing event. Khelif won last year and was set to defend this championship, but it's a world boxing sanctioned event. Khelif's image was even used on a poster to promote this event. Poster said, "In 2 weeks, the biggest boxing event in Europe in Eindhoven, proud that Imane Khelif is there again to defend her title." Khelif was set to defend the title in the Eindhoven Box Cup in June, but skipped it after World Boxing initially announced its plans to introduce sex testing for all boxers. I remember the president, Boris van der Vosk, actually apologized because he mentioned Khelif when it came to them announcing the decision to introduce sex testing.
World Boxing has formally apologized to the Algerian Boxing Federation for naming Olympic gold medalist Imane Khelif when announcing a new genetic sex screening policy. The mandatory testing is designed to determine the eligibility of male and female athletes, World Boxing said. When announcing the policy, the governing body said Khelif would have to be screened before she can fight at any upcoming events. Khelif's dominant performance at the Paris Olympics last summer drew international scrutiny about her gender at birth.
This basically tells us everything we need to know, and most knew it in the first place. So, Khelif remains defiant, but is this defiance based in reality or simply based on a delusion? So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.